and we're gonna call this guy Bartholomew. Bart. Hey Glendon, enjoyed the webinar, had a lot of fun, learned a lot. Got a question. I want to open up a thrift store. Now my advice to Bartholomew, my advice to you, don't, let me say that again, do not open up a physical store. Don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. Is that clear? Because I get this question, and I understand you have a dream. I understand the romantic aspects of you and Ma opening up a store, you and Ma against the world. Well, see, you and Ma against the world may not be enough for that rent. This is the thing. I went through it myself. I've had 3 different storefronts, and I'm here to tell you it is an incredible amount of work to run a store. It's an incredible amount of work to run a store. So that's that plus the rent. And it's like having a child that never grows up unless you go ahead and have resources to hire people immediately to run it before it starts making a profit, because you will wear yourself out. Now, let's also, while we're on it, I put out that I wasn't doing any more consulting, and I got all of these requests, and I put up a payment link, and only 3 people have taken advantage. Funny how that works. All right, so you want to talk about that stuff, I'll talk to you, but the link's on the blog, check it out if you want it. And this is why I'm being this way. I cannot tell you how to run a store in an hour. Can't do it. It's not going to happen. And typically, my best consulting clients were people that were with me for 2 or 3 months, multiple sessions. Now, if you don't have any money, if you're a broke Dick Danny, that's a problem. And I understand what it's like to be poor. I understand what it's like not to have any money. But I'm one person, and I cannot spend hours and hours and hours on the phone talking to people for out the goodness of my heart, because it's not free. Got to pay the phone bill, my time, consuming calories. There's expenditures, there's opportunity costs. I can't do it. And a lot of folks think that's just, you know, you should do it. It's like, hey, you made it, you should help out. That's why I have this YouTube channel. There are people who have created careers and started businesses off of this channel alone, and they've never bought one of my products. That's how good the content is. And I'm proud of that. So watch videos. But don't open up a store. If you, and I'm going to give you some numbers, because I know there's some people, Bartholomew, who are going to be fucking hard-headed and do it anyway and learn the hard way. So here's some parameters for you. If you're going to open up a store, you need to have 30 grand somewhere. $30,000. You still with me? Yeah, I didn't say 5,000. I didn't say 10, 15. You need to have minimum $30,000, and that is after you have paid your rent, got the space. That's after you've leased the space. You've leased the space. That is after you have inventory. Whoa. Glenn, Bart, hold on. Keep your boxers on, Bart. Yes, 30 grand. Because what's going to happen is you're going to open up, and then that money clock is going to start ticking really hard and really loud. The first of the month will come so quick, you never knew the first of the month could come so quick. Because whether your store makes money or not, you got to pay rent. You got to pay the power bill, Georgia Power, Con Ed, whoever. Oh, you may have to pay for trash, sanitation. You may have to pay something like, I forget the name of it. It's like an HOA fee, but it's on top of your rent for the maintenance and stuff of the complex. You get a Yellow Pages ad or an online ad. That's a monthly fee. Before you know it, you're burning 5 to 20 to 30 grand a month before you make your first dollar. So If you're going to do it, those are some parameters. So the $30,000 after, whatever you need to rent the space, whatever you need to get the inventory. Now, another part of this, you are going to have to hire people. You and Ma, great, yep, but you can't take on, you're going to have to hire people. Now, this is a truism, and this is one of the reasons that so many people are in love with the solopreneur lifestyle. The average entrepreneur starts to fall apart when their team grows more than 3 to 4 people. 2 to 3, most folks can handle that. But when you got, say, 5 employees, you got to create schedules, you got to create SOPs, there's a lot more to deal with. I mean, managing people is a job within itself on top of running the business. So, wrap your head around that, okay? And you are not going to grow without a plan for growth. Not going to happen. You can have that little store for the next 20 years and still be piddling along. You must have a written plan for growth. Not getting rich, growth. Getting rich. And this is why I say you got to have the plan for growth. Getting rich, making money can be a byproduct of growth. It also could be a recipe for bankruptcy. Depends on how you grow. This is one of the reasons you need to be well capitalized when you open up a physical store. You have no choice, because when we had our store, the worst months were June, July, and January. And to some extent February, because then people got the tax money and they started spending again. But online, and this is why I became an online kid, a digital kid, it never stopped. I remember, I don't know if eBay works this way anymore. I haven't done eBay in years, but I remember making 10, 20 grand the day after Christmas. One day. Went on through maybe March. People got gift cards. A lot of people spent money after Christmas. And then, bam, tax season kicked in. So our months were really slow during the summer. And potentially in January for the physical store, it never stopped online, ever. In the summer, switch product categories, sold stuff that people buy during the summer. So, now, let's get back to the management. If you're going to grow an appreciable business, something worth selling later on, you're going to have to learn how to hire people. The most people I ever had working for me at one time was 15, and it was interesting. But I did it for a few years. You're going to have to develop that manager hat, because this is what most people fall in love with. I am the boss. I'm the boss, man. I'm Bartholomew the Fourth, the boss. I'm the motherfucking boss. Okay? That shit don't mean anything. You are the responsible one. That's who you are. You're the responsible one, and you'll find yourself that you're not really the boss, and you have many bosses, even with your own business. But that's one of the things that you got to make the adjustment, because you will not grow a physical business without carbon-based life forms for helping you out. Notice I said grow. You can stay in business for the next 20 years by yourself, but let's go ahead and give you a good example. When I exited the storage auction business due to a health crisis on myself, a health crisis for my partner, we didn't, we ran a store, we had a business, we had employees, but we didn't have anyone that could replace us. That was the critical flaw, because everyone's like, if I was making that kind of money, I would never let that business blah, blah. And most of you will never get to that level of business, and it's not because you're not talented enough. Don't get your little bitch panties all in the wad. It's because you're not going to work that hard. That's it. I'm not the smartest person on YouTube. I'm not the smartest person in the room. I just work harder than most people. That's it. That's it. So that's the reason you're not going to have that, because you're not going to work that hard. It's just not going to happen. And that's another reason for avoiding a physical store. It's going to make demands on you. I'll give you an example of something that no one tells you. If you have a store and your alarm system goes off at 3 a.m., You're getting a phone call, and guess who's getting their ass up at 3 a.m. when it's fucking 32 degrees outside to go check on the store? You. Unless you have an employee who's tasked for that stuff. Now, also, if your store continues to have false alarms, you will be charged a fine by the police department. Yeah, no one tells you this stuff because they've never done it and they've never been through it. They can't tell you how the fuck if they're a virgin. Knows that. So this is one of the things that I'm being, intentionally super crass and condescending and just talking shit, because I do not want you to open the store unless you're extremely well capitalized, you've got partners, employees lined up, and it's going to give you a better shot to win in a declining market. Target, which is really good at running stores, I love the store, I go there over Walmart, they closed all their stores in Canada, and recently 15 stores here gone, and they know what they're doing, and they're well capitalized. They just did the math and said, this ain't working. Bart, it ain't working. Bart, it's not working. Walmart is having to reorganize. They gambled wrong, and Amazon is a bigger company than they are now. Bart, so do not play the physical store game unless you've got a serious game plan. Don't do it. Now, here are some of the traits for those of you, because Bart, I know you're hard-headed, and you're going to do it because you're all caught up in the romance of having a store and people coming in, and you're doing deals, and you're wheeling and dealing, and you're buying stuff like they do on television. It's bullshit! People bring you shit that they need money, not shit that you can sell. I never, ever bought shit off the streets. It's too damn risky. Didn't know if it was hot. And see, if the shit's hot, you're in trouble. You didn't commit the crime, but depending upon the DA and how they want to come at it, because you do it once, nothing's going to happen to you. But if there's like 15, 20 times and your name keeps coming up as an offense, they're coming after you. So that's something that can very easily happen, and you don't even know about it because people are selling you hot stuff and you don't know the origins of it. That's another reason. So from the top, cost, capitalization, employees. Do you see what I'm saying, Bart? Do you see what I'm saying? This is why you should not open up a store. Forget about it. I know you're hard-headed, probably gonna do it anyway. And I'm gonna tell you, a client of mine that I gave this advice to 5 years ago, told him not to do it, went ahead and did it, and took about 4 years for him. It's like, you were right. I should have never opened up that store. Been there, done that, got the crappy ass t-shirt. It is not cracked up to what you think it's going to be, because you may have less money than your employees, especially the first 2 years. You might be struggling like a mofo. And everyone's like, he's the boss. He got all this money. He's making all this money. The sign, the store's got his name on it. Oh, no. No, Bart. No, Bart, no. So, don't do it. Don't motherfucking do it. Please don't do it, because it could ruin your life. Now, let's talk about my experiences. We did not start off with a store. We were doing garage sales, then we moved to the flea market. So we had extremely low overhead for a long time, at least first 2 years. So when we got in the store, and the things I'm telling you, it happened to us. I thought we were going to get good traffic because it was on a busy highway. Nope. The road was slanted, so when people were driving, they were like this, and they couldn't see the store. It was like we were invisible. We were invisible, Bart. We were fucking invisible. Overpasses, if the parking lot's hard to get into, if all this stuff will kill your traffic. You want easy access, great visibility, which is going to cost you a mint. Because if you got, you're thinking, there's this front, right? The front of the mall, and there's a lot of traffic, and you think that if you go to the side or the back, that you'll get some of that traffic. Let me tell you, they're not coming there. Ask anyone that has done a trade show or a booth and they got onto the sides and ask them how their traffic was. Human beings are going to, there's this thing in us. If you don't know, if you go in the restaurant and the place is empty and you sit, then the next person that comes in there, they're going to sit kind of close to you. They're not going to go all the way up. No, they're going to sit real close to you. We have this natural propensity to cluster together. So when people see cars in the parking lot, they're going to go where the bulk of the cars are. They're not going to park around here in that creepy ass alley with your store with the cheap rent. No. It's not going to happen. Not going to happen. So you have this stuff, and the people have this thirst to do it. And like I said, don't do it. Don't do it. All right, back to my experience. So when we had that period where, you know, people weren't coming in, I mean, literally, there was a week I didn't go to auctions. I sat in the store, 20 people walked in. 20 people. And 4 bought something. 4 out of 20 bought. I crunched the math. I was like, this is a losing month. If we did not have the online sales funnel first, it would have been a bankruptcy. See, we were able to weather that storm because we still had money coming in from eBay and Amazon. Matter of fact, that's where all the money was coming in, eBay and Amazon, and the store just became a credibility asset for Craigslist. It just made people, you know, people felt more comfortable coming to a store for Craigslist. And we sold a lot of stuff. I would just literally, I mean, it got to a point my partner stopped going to the store, and we just meet people there for Craigslist. Unless it was a weekend, we'd be there. Because people come in, browse, chat. Hey, how you doing? Some nice shit you have here, Bartholomew. It's some nice shit. And you're like, are you gonna buy anything? And they're like, I'll see you next time. Lovely store you have. Motherfucker. People will do that all day. It sure is nice in here. Oh God, it's just not like the other thrift stores. They're not buying shit. Then someone who knows nothing will see it on Craigslist, see it on eBay. That was a way for us to sell large stuff on eBay. I sold washer and dryers on eBay. People would come get them. I had a guy come from North Carolina for a stackable washer and dryer, but that's when they were crazy expensive. They were like $1,500 for a real super nice set, and the set sold for $500, and it was damn near new. Got out of a unit. But I went through that, and there was the Tucker location, there was the Stone Mountain location, and the Stone Mountain location was the worst, and it had the most expensive rent. Oh my God. It was terrible. It was terrible. Because if you advertise, you can get traffic. And that was one of my specialties. I did the marketing. So we got traffic and we were able to pay the rent, but it was like, we're just paying rent. We're using eBay money, Amazon money, and Craigslist money to pay rent to have this spot. And in a fit of exasperation, I just said, look, let's close this bitch down. Let's just tell the landlord we're out of here. And my landlord like, okay. Went to the straight warehouse. No storefronts whatsoever. Straight 100% warehouse. That first 3 months was the most money we had ever made in the business, because we were streamlined, we're in one place, we had a game plan, and that's why I'm telling you, don't open a store. Bart, don't do it. Because going back to Target, going back to other stores that are closing, malls are closing, more and more people are going online. So if you're going to do this, build your online income stream first before you even think about renting a retail space. And numbers, people want numbers. You need to be at 20 grand a month, not 10, 20. Because typically when you open the store, you're gonna suck up so much cash and things that no one tells you about. Like you think, I'll get shelves over here, and then you find out commercial shelves are 4 times as much as you think they are. Or you can't use that. Or you went ahead and installed the counter, and then the fire marshal said that's against code. You gotta rip that bitch out. Man. So you need to have way more money than you think you're gonna need. Way more. It's just, I'm just telling you from experience. Okay, for those of you who are insisting on the physical products route and other stuff, I'm gonna make a deal with you. As you know, for the next 5 days, because it ends in 7, hustlerkungfu.com is $99 lifetime membership. You get everything at hustlerskungfu.com. If you buy within the next 7 days for $99, I will also give you the Gumroad catalog. So for $200, you get 300. No, and it's not 300 hours, but legitimately about 90 hours of content on how to resell, how to hustle, how to get your mind straight. You could be listening to this stuff well into the summer. So that's the deal. Link will be around here somewhere. And with that, I'll see you good folks. And you too, Bart, because I know you're going to start the damn store in the next session.